Hi, in this video we will be focusing on exercises for the lower abs. So let's get started. Find somewhere comfortable and lie down on your back really flat on the floor, not raised up, and bring your shoulders up a little bit off the ground and then rest them gently back again. So you want to have that kind of position while you're doing all of these exercises. And the first one, what I'd like you to do, bring your head up, shoulders just a little off, and lift up your legs up to kind of about 90 degrees and tap the ground with your feet, but don't put your weight down. And all of the time focus on your lower abs, just about there. So make sure the whole time you've got your back on the floor and your abs tight and inwards, and pull the two halves of the muscles together as you work, and really focus on it, because it's easy to wave your legs in the air, but if you do this properly it can be difficult. And then we're going to move into the second one. I prefer to do this lying down with my head, but that means you have to be very careful you keep that back flat. Put one leg down and then the other, and really control it using those lower abdominal muscles. So it's a very slow, controlled movement. Make sure your back's still flat, your abs are engaged. Okay, now feet onto the ground. Don't put too much weight on them. Make sure that you still keep using your abs. Bring your shoulders up off the ground. Try to relax and bring them up. So you're going to bring them out the way, still not touching the ground, and then up. And if you want, you can lift your feet off the ground as you do it, all the time making sure that you keep your back flat on the ground and your abs engaged, and pull the two halves of your central abdominal muscles towards each other and squeeze at the top. Okay, now we're going to move on to a kind of leg raise, but we're going to be up on our elbows to make sure that our lower abs stay tucked in and tight the whole time. And we're going from a position like this, up a little bit, keep it tight. Focus so that it's difficult. If you don't really focus your mind on those lower abs, then it can be quite easy to just fling your legs in the air using other muscles. Okay, and back down. I'm going to go back to the first one, which is this position. 90 degrees with your knees and just tapping the ground. Just brushing it and making sure you stay totally in control of the movement of your legs. Okay, and the second exercise, alternate legs. And again, make sure your back stays really nice and flat, your abs are tucked in, and the muscles that are right at the bottom here should be the tightest of all. Really focus on them to make them do the work. Okay, lower your legs down. Get ready for the third exercise. So again, try and keep your shoulders loose. And it's up to you whether or not you want to lift your legs up very slightly off the ground or have them resting on the ground. Keep that mind-muscle connection to home in on the muscles that you want to hone. Right, and another exercise up on your shoulders. Keep your tailbone tucked under and your abs in nice and tight. Legs out and in. All the while really focusing on the lower abs, squeezing at both ends of the exercise and maintaining tension throughout so that they stay engaged the whole time. Okay, bring your legs in. We're back to the first exercise again. Those taps on the ground. Once again, make sure your back is nice and flat and doesn't arch up the way, and that you feel it here and not at the back. You don't want to hurt that. Stay engaged all the time. And then like back for the second one, alternate toe tapping. Really focused and careful and using these muscles down here the whole time. Don't allow anything else to take over and do the work. Okay, and now we're going to do this hugging motion again. Bring your shoulders up and squeeze your abs together. You can have your feet on the ground, or you can lift them up. Or if you want, you can lift them up each time, which intensifies it if you focus right. Really make sure that it's just down here that's working, and you're not relying on your hip flexors or limbs, just your core. Okay, and up onto your elbows. This time we're going to alternate our legs like the lower half of the bicycle exercise. And squeeze at both sides of the exercise. Think about your lower abs as you're doing it. Make sure your tailbone stays tucked under. Okay, and back down again. And back to that first exercise. Tap your feet gently off the ground and back up. Try to keep your knees close to 90 degrees the whole time. You're back on the floor and squeeze right here. Go slowly, deliberately, keep your back down. Okay, and the second exercise, alternate the toe taps. Even smaller movements, so you have to focus even harder to make sure that you have your brain fully connected to your muscles, which must be fully engaged the whole time. Think about them and imagine them working. And back up again with your elbows. This time, tuck your body under, and we're going to do leg raises, but scissor type ones like this. This is going to feel quite difficult after all the other stuff we've done, but really, really focus as hard as you can to keep those muscles gripped on so that they keep working and you manage to keep your back in a good position and not just swing your legs around carelessly, but really control it. Okay, on your back again, legs up, and we're going back to the first exercise, but it's the last time, so really give everything you have to that focus and that tightness, and your mind and your muscle connected, controlling the movement, using your lower abs. Okay, I'm done. Second exercise, alternate toe taps off the ground. Really meaningfully controlled by here and not by anywhere else. Make sure that back stays down. Okay, and the hugs again, up and hug together. Squeeze the two halves of your abs together as tight as they can go. Really visualize it to get that connection and get the most out of the effort that you're making. Keep your back flat, your tail tucked, and your lower abs engaged. Right to the end of each movement. Do it with purpose. Okay, and lie down. Take a couple of big breaths. And turn over and stretch a little. Might be a good idea to do my back video too. And I'm going to stretch forward to make sure that my hip flexors don't end up too tight like that. Because you spend the whole time focusing on not using them, but of course it's impossible not to use them at all. You just want it to be here that's really feeling it. Yeah, I might do my stretching video as well. I think that would feel good after this. Swap over again, but bring that leg up so you can push back and feel it on the top of your legs and through and up and even into here as well. Again, I'm pushing back. Feel it all the way through my leg, hip flexors and abs, everything. Stretch back. And up. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it and that you will also do my back and stretching videos.